Well, people are using their credit cards again. Consumer borrowing rose by $19.3 billion in December after a $20.4 billion gain in November. The two increases were the biggest monthly gains in a decade. So is this good or bad for the economy? Let's ask our power players, Dominic Tavella, Mark Murphy, and Malia Lazu. Dominic, first to you, good or bad?
In general, it's a positive sign. We're seeing consumers being a little bit more confident and starting to loosen up the purse strings a little bit. But when you break down the numbers and look at exactly how that consumer spending happened, some questions arise.
Like
particularly
what, for example?
Student loans. There's a perfect one. It doesn't, when you're borrowing more money to put into a student loan, I don't know. And what we're seeing is a lot of our clients.
When the default rates are going up.
A lot of our clients are talking to us about their children who recently graduated from colleges, and they can't find a job, Dave. So what's going on is they're going to graduate school figuring that if they come out with a master's degree, maybe 2-3 years down the road, the economy's better. So we're seeing substantially more borrowing, not necessarily helping the economy.
All right, Malia, that we got in trouble before by racking up too much of a debt on our credit cards. Is it going to happen again?
I hope not. I hope not. I do agree that the type of debt that we're going into should raise some red flags. And I think that the student loan program and people seeing college and higher education as a holding pattern can be potentially dangerous. So hopefully we'll start saving as much as we're spending in debt.
All right, but Mark Murphy...
We need to save more.
Mark Murphy, a guy who's in the travel business, I bet you're very happy that people might be thinking of putting up a little debt in order to travel a little more.
Absolutely. I want them to travel, but I want them to be smart. I want them to use money they make on earning it, not to piling on debt. So earn the money, only spend what you make, and after you've fulfilled all of your other expenses. And that's the thing I think what we're missing here is people are going out and they're buying new cars, they're buying other things that fuel short-term the economy, and then the piper has to get paid at some point in time. And at that point in time, what's going to happen? That disposable income is going to get pulled out of the market in the future, and we're going to feel it again.
Mark, I'm wondering if people in the travel business, people in business you deal with all the time, are taking deals, enjoy now, pay later, because that could be risky business, right?
There's a little bit of that. There's a little bit of the layaway stuff, but not so much. People are typically...
Is that because they're conservative? These business owners don't want to take a chance? Because those pictures of Hawaii and the Virgin Islands look pretty nice, and sometimes you think, oh, I'll eventually be able to pay it off.
No, you know what? People are traveling. They're actually looking at things from a value standpoint. So they're going to spend the money and they're going to get away. And the nice thing about the travel business, they're always going to spend. They're always going to go. They may do it a little more conservatively, and that's what we probably encourage them to do. Instead of staying in the 5-star, stay in the 4-star. But I think it comes down to just overall spending in this marketplace. If the economy is doing well and picking up, then great, we're going to have rising incomes. But I'm not going to bet on rising incomes to pay down that debt at some point in the future.
Dominic, what is the danger that we do get in another hole like brought us into this financial crisis?
Well, look, what really got us in this financial crisis, no big secret anymore, it was irresponsible borrowing to fund irresponsible spending. Consumers did it, businesses did it, and our own government did it.
In other words, using your house as a credit card or as an ATM machine.
So that really has come to an end, primarily because credit is still tight, and we've watched the savings number drop.
Well, credit's tight, but again, we see the credit card spending going up.
But credit card was only a fraction of the total spending. The rest was car loans and student loans. So cars, people put off buying cars for 3, 4, 5 years. They can't put that off anymore. We talked about student loans. They're trying to make the future better.
Let's talk personally. Malia, have you been building up debt recently in order to buy things?
No, I haven't, but I think as we were talking about being conservative with spending, it is what you're taught and what you feel comfortable with. And I think all through I come from a very working class family that sees debt as something that's very dangerous. And I think that we should as well, that we as consumers need to understand that the jobs aren't coming as quickly as we would like to see them. And so, getting that car note might be a little tighter than you expect it to be.
Hey, my dad grew up during the Depression, so you better believe we held our money very tight. Guys, we got to leave it at that. Thank you very much.
The mattress.
Oh, yeah. He believed in the mattress. Next, how Hollywood deals